Boomer Sooner, everybody. Welcome to the Men's Review Report for the OU men. The Sooner men played 2 games over the weekend, playing one at home on senior night and Blake Griffin Day, by the way, against Baylor. And then they played TCU last night in Fort Worth to clinch the number 3 seed in the Big 12 championships coming up on Saturday. Now, the preview to the Big 12 championships, that's probably going to be coming out later this week, Saturday, because of all the games that have to happen, and you don't know who's going to play who and who's going to play what. We do know, however, that they will play Iowa State on the first full day of action on Thursday in the quarterfinals of the Big 12 championships in Kansas City. But to get there, they had to, like we said, they had to sneak past Baylor, and they get to get past TCU. Game reviews coming up next. Don't go away. For the men on senior night and Blake Griffin Day, they played the Baylor Bears. And the Baylor Bears scare Oklahoma on Blake Griffin and senior night, but the Sooners still win 73-71. In the first half, Oklahoma came out stroking. But Baylor on that same night came out shooting just 33.3% from inside the arc and 18.2% from outside the arc. Here's Oklahoma. As we said, they came out swinging to the fences, if you will, using the baseball terms that started also over the past week and a half or so, shooting 50% from inside the arc and 50% from behind the arc at three-point range. But in the second half, here comes the Bears. There was a halftime ceremony at the halftime of this ballgame to recognize Blake Griffin, the former Sooner great, now for the Los Angeles Clippers. And they did it the same way that the women did theirs, where they black out the arena, and basically the home court of the crowd, the home side of the court, there's a big podium and bed recognition, so the Sooner men did not have time to warm up, at least on the main floor. Now, Baylor did. Proving to that point, in the second half, Baylor shot 66.7% from inside the arc and right at 60% from three-point line. While Oklahoma, they showed that at least on the main court, they did not have time to warm up, shooting just 37.9% from inside the arc and 27.3% from outside the arc for the second half. For the full game itself, Baylor shot right at 50% from inside the arc and 38.1% from behind the arc at three-point lines. While for the game, Oklahoma shot 44.1% from inside the arc and 41.4% from behind the arc from three-point line. The stat board stat stuffers looked like this. Of course, as we all know, the leading scorer for Oklahoma, again, Buddy Hield, playing in his final game in Norman. Number 24, Buddy Hield, had 23 points in this ball game. Also enjoying his senior night for his final game in Lloyd Noble was Ryan Spangler, who had 5, the number D-bold 0 Ryan Spangler, who had 5 dime ship-out assists in this ball game and 13 boards on the rebounding mark. The shot of the game was, because of the fact that Baylor and Oklahoma didn't get a chance to warm up, as we already talked about, Oklahoma was ice cold coming out. You can tell that by the shooting percentage in the second half. And in fact, Baylor came back and took the lead. But then Oklahoma took the lead right back. Number 11, Isaiah Cousins, a jumper assist went to Ryan Spangler, but the two-pointer by Isaiah Cousins was up and good. Right now it is 69-68, but Oklahoma in favor, and they'll pull off the win 73-71. Now the Sooners head to Fort Worth, Texas. And the Sooners then clinched the number 3 seed when they went over TCU. In fact, it was a 75-67 win over TCU. And the offense proved to be hot again tonight. I think the offense is back, guys. Listen to this. In the first half, on the road, against a pretty darn good defensive team in TCU, by the way, Oklahoma in the first half shot 50%. Every other shot from inside the arc, and 50% from outside the arc. Every other shot going in. TCU, however, they also shot the ball well from inside the arc, at least, shooting 48.0% from inside the arc. Did struggle a bit from outside the arc, shooting just 30.0%. Second half, Oklahoma kept stroking it at mid-level. 50% from inside the arc, 50% from outside the arc, respectively. For TCU, their shooting did stumble a little bit from inside the outside the arc. Inside the arc, shooting just 38.5% from inside the arc, and 28.6% from, or 27.3% from outside the arc. For the game, however, Oklahoma again shot 50% from inside the arc and 50% from outside the arc. While TCU, shot 51.3% from inside the arc and 28.6% from behind the arc from three-point arc. The stuffers of this one, number 24, Buddy Hield led the team in points and rebounds, led them with 21 points, and led the rebounds by 6 rebounds. The assist capitalist was number 11, Isaiah Cousins, who had 6 dimes in the ballgame. The shot of the game was when Buddy Hield, number 24, Buddy Hield, hits a key three-pointer for one of his final regulation ones, and wins the ball game to put Oklahoma up in the ball game 60-52. Sooners. The three-pointer put the game basically away for Oklahoma pretty late in the ball game. This sets up the Big 12 championships to be up the road in Kansas City, where Oklahoma, of course, will not have to play on the first day in the opening rounds, but will have to play in the quarterfinal rounds and get some revenge over Iowa State for the split. The rubber match will be the nightcapper of the games played in Kansas City. Thanks for watching, everybody. The women's post-game show is coming up not too far off. We'll see you guys in the future. And as always, Boomer Sooner, guys. Take care.